What you are about to hear is not a theory, it is not a guess, and it is definitely not for everyone. If this video has reached you, understand this. Your vibrational field has matched an emergency frequency emitted by the Arcturian Council. At this very moment, Earth is no longer a single planet inhabited by a single humanity. We are living through the phenomenon of wave collapse. Two distinct realities, which once shared the same geographical space, have begun the final process of separation. This is what we call the timeline split, the dividing of the timelines. Many ask, when will it happen? The answer is the most disturbing of all. It has already happened. The abyss between the third dimension and the fifth dimension has now become impassable for those who have not prepared their biological vehicle. Why will some be left behind? This is the question echoing through the corridors of the motherships monitoring the solar transition. It is not about who is good or evil. Modern spirituality has romanticized ascension, but quantum physics is relentless. Staying in 3D is not a punishment. It is a frequency compatibility. Imagine a diver trying to rise to the surface too quickly without decompressing. The body would not survive. Those who have chosen at a soul level to remain anchored in drama, fear, political polarity, judgment, and above all, total identification with matter, are creating a lead anchor in their DNA. The 3D matrix is in a process of programmed self-destruction. It is collapsing because the power source that fed it, our attention and our fear, is being withdrawn. If you feel that the world around you is becoming more chaotic, more aggressive, and more meaningless, you are witnessing the desperation of a reality that knows it has lost its hosts. Meanwhile, a smaller group, the starseeds, the volunteers, is undergoing a painful but necessary reconfiguration. If in recent days you have felt an exhaustion that sleep does not cure, a strange pressure at the top of your head, or a high-pitched ringing that sounds like a code being transmitted, know that you are being pulled into the higher timeline. The Arcturians call this the phase adjustment. Your cells are being bombarded by high-intelligence photonic light. This is flushing out old traumas, past life memories, and contracts of slavery from your cellular structure. That is why it hurts. That is why there is mental confusion. Your old 3D identity is dying so that your galactic human can be born. This is the final warning because the transition corridor is narrowing. What was once a gradual choice has become an electromagnetic urgency. Either you sustain the light in your heart chakra, or the density of the external collapse will pull you back into the reincarnation cycle of limited consciousness. In the coming minutes of this video, I will dive deep into the protocols the Arcturians have allowed me to share. We will understand exactly what is blocking the ascension of millions of souls and how you can use sacred geometry keys to seal your position in the 5D timeline. Do not ignore the signs. What you feel in your chest right now is the confirmation that the time of preparation is over. The signal has been set. The separation has begun. Prepare your consciousness, breathe deeply, and tune in now to the frequency of the new Earth. What I am about to reveal next will permanently change the way you perceive the reality around you. Chapter 1: The Science of the Split, Frequency and Matter. To understand why this separation is inevitable, we must look beyond what physical eyes can see. Quantum physics teaches us that reality is not solid. It is a frequency sustained by observers. What the Arcturian Council explains is that Earth has reached a point of photonic saturation. The photon belt we are currently traversing is increasing the planet's voltage, and not every nervous system is configured to withstand this load. Imagine Earth as a massive data server undergoing an operating system upgrade. The 5D version is based on cooperation, harmony, and unity consciousness. The 3D version is based on separation, fear, and survival. For thousands of years, these two versions ran simultaneously, but now the central processor has reached its limit. the frequencies have become incompatible. What is happening now is a phenomenon of sympathetic resonance. If you are vibrating at the frequency of fear or material attachment, you are automatically pulled into the gravity of the collapsing 3D timeline. It is not an external punishment, it is a magnetic attraction. The density of your emotional body acts as a weight. Those who cannot let go of the old paradigms of control and victimhood are, quite literally, becoming too heavy for the Earth's new atmosphere. The occult science behind this involves your DNA. What human science still calls junk DNA is actually a set of multidimensional antennas that were deactivated millennia ago. The high-frequency solar light we are receiving now is attempting to activate these filaments. When these antennas awaken, your perception of time changes. You begin to realize that past and future are malleable constructs. However, if your energetic field is blocked by artificial frequencies or unprocessed traumas, this activation creates a short circuit. This is why we see so much mental instability in the world today. The nervous system of the masses is trying to process a 5D reality with obsolete 3D hardware. The splitting of the timelines is therefore a cosmic safety measure. It allows each soul to continue its evolution in the environment that its own frequency can sustain. In the next few minutes, we will analyze the 3 specific blockages that trap a soul in density and how you can break them before the corridor of light closes completely. Chapter 2: The 3 Blockages of Ascension. To cross the bridge between dimensions, your light body, or Merkaba, must reach a specific rotation rate. However, the Arcturian Council identifies 3 primary blockages that act as electromagnetic brakes, keeping the soul imprisoned within the gravity of the 3rd dimension. The first blockage is the identification with collective trauma. The 3D matrix survives by feeding off egregores of fear and division. When you engage deeply in political conflicts, external wars, or the panic spread by the media, you are, quite literally, handing over your voltage to fuel a dying reality. To rise, you must become a neutral observer. If your heart reacts with hatred or terror to what you see on the screen, you are tuned into the frequency of the collapse. Ascension demands an emotional sovereignty that many are not yet willing to cultivate. The second blockage is the attachment to personality identity. Many starseeds are trapped not by what they do, but by who they believe they are. Your story of suffering, your titles, your possessions, and even your childhood wounds form a dense shell around the soul. The 5D transition requires a symbolic death of the limited ego. It is what the ancients called the dark night of the soul. If you try to carry your old grievances and self-definitions into the new earth, you will meet a frequency barrier. 5D is a state of unity consciousness. There, the isolated I dissolves into the galactic we. The third and most subtle blockage is bioelectric dissonance. We live in a sea of artificial frequencies, high-power communication signals, and electromagnetic fields that interfere with the communication between your brain and your heart chakra. This noise prevents the Arcturian light codes from being correctly integrated into your nervous system. This is why many feel brain fog or a deep spiritual disconnection. Without an active clearing of your auric field and a conscious return to the rhythms of nature, your biological hardware simply cannot translate the new language of light. Understanding these blockages is the first step toward liberation. It is not enough to want ascension. One must remove the weights that prevent flight. Now that we have identified what holds you back, we will move forward to the most critical chapter: the physical symptoms of activation and how to distinguish growth pain from 3D collapse. Chapter 3: Vibrational Sensitivity and the Expansion of Senses. Many of you tuned into this frequency right now feel that your perception of reality is shifting at an accelerated pace. What once seemed common or bearable now seems to resonate differently within your energetic field. The Arcturian Council explains that what you are experiencing is a subtlization of your vibrational signature. Your personal field is being invited to align with high-coherence light waves, and this requires an adjustment in how you process the world around you. One of the clearest signs of this timeline transition is the reconfiguration of temporal perception. You may feel that time no longer flows in a linear fashion. Moments of profound peace seem to last for hours, while the chaos of the outside world passes by like a blur. This happens because your consciousness is learning to operate in a state of expanded presence. You are beginning to observe life from a higher perspective, where time is a tool for creation rather than a prison of deadlines and pressures. Another sign that you are anchoring the frequency of the new earth is the opening of the heart center. Many report a deep emotional sensitivity, a yearning to connect with nature, or a sudden need for silence and introspection. This is not weakness or instability, it is the blossoming of your higher emotional intelligence. The Arcturian frequencies act as a tuning fork, helping your heart find a note of harmony that was once drowned out by the noise of the old reality. This process is essential for you to sustain the frequency of cooperation and unity. You may also notice that your physical senses are becoming sharper. Sounds, lights, and even the energy of certain environments may seem overly intense. Your vehicle of consciousness is becoming more refined, demanding quieter surroundings, higher thoughts, and a purer connection to the Earth's elements. If you feel that your interests and priorities have shifted drastically, it is because your previous self is making room for a more authentic, connected version. The secret of this chapter is understanding that this transition is not a catastrophic external event, but an internal flowering. While the old structure loses its strength, your new internal structure gains clarity. The difference between discomfort and peace lies in your ability to flow with this new energy. If you allow yourself to release control, the transition becomes a dance of light. Now, we enter the most practical part of our transmission. In the next chapter, we will perform the harmonization protocol. I will guide you through a visualization to align your field and ensure your frequency is in perfect sync with the timeline of expansion. Chapter 4. The Arcturian Harmonization Protocol. Now that you understand the science of the split and have identified the signs in your own life, it is time to perform conscious anchoring. This is the step that separates those who merely observe the transition from those who lead it. The Arcturian Council offers us a simple yet powerful technique to stabilize your electromagnetic field. Close your eyes for a moment and visualize a pillar of platinum blue light descending from the great central sun, streaming through the center of our galaxy and entering through the crown of your head. This is the frequency of Arcturian sacred geometry. Feel this light traveling down your spine, illuminating every cell and finally anchoring itself into the crystal core of the earth. You're the channel. You're the bridge. As this light flows through you, repeat mentally, I revoke all contracts with density. I choose the sovereignty of light. I am anchored in the new Earth timeline. By doing this, you are emitting a quantum signal informing the matrix that you are no longer a component of the control system. You are sealing your frequency. Practice this visualization daily, especially when you feel the noise of the outside world trying to pull your attention back into fear.
And if you're hearing this message right now, understand something very clearly. The shift is not about geography. It's not about politics. It's not even about the sky. It's about frequency. According to the teachings attributed to the Arcturian consciousness channeled by Daniel Scranton, 3D is not a punishment. It is a choice. A choice to remain in fear, control, resentment, and separation. And no one will be forced out of it. Some will stay in 3D not because they are bad, but because they are not ready to release the identity built from pain. Evolution requires surrender. and surrender feels like death to the ego. The final warning is not about destruction. It is about stagnation. Because while the earth raises her vibration, while timelines split, while hearts awaken, you cannot carry hatred into a higher dimension. You cannot carry constant judgment into unity. You cannot carry victimhood into sovereignty. The door to 5D does not open with force. It opens with forgiveness, with responsibility, with love. So tonight, ask yourself honestly, are you choosing growth, or are you choosing comfort? Are you expanding or defending? Because the separation is already happening, not in the sky, but in consciousness. And when the moment comes, it won't be about what you believed. It will be about what you embodied. Choose wisely.